Everyone dreams about owning the world's most expensive cars. But today I'm going to show you the 10 most expensive cars in 2025, and why honestly, they might be the worst purchases you could ever make. From insane price tags to nightmare maintenance, these machines prove that money doesn't always buy sense. Let's dive in. Pagani is known for extreme design, and the Huayra Tricolore is a tribute to the Italian Air Force aerobatics team. It's light, powerful, and ridiculously rare. But here's the problem. It's basically impossible to use as a real car. Forget speed bumps, parking garages, or even long drives. For the same money, you could buy a private jet, which might actually be more practical. Pagani Huayra Codalunga. Codalunga means long tail, and only 5 of these exist. Gorgeous? Absolutely. Worth millions? Questionable. It's still a Huayra underneath, which you can get for a fraction of the cost. So why pay extra? Exclusivity. You're paying millions just to say mine is rarer. That's not value, that's vanity. Koenigsegg Chimera builds some of the fastest cars on Earth. But the Chimera is essentially an ultra-limited one-off creation. Sure, it's fast, but do you really need to spend $8 million to go a little quicker than a Tesla Plaid? Also, good luck finding parts or a mechanic if something goes wrong. This isn't a car, it's a garage ornament. Maybach Excelero. Built in 2005, the Excelero looks like something Batman would daily drive. It's huge, heavy, and insanely rare. But here's the catch. It drives more like a tank than a sports car. And for $8 million, it's honestly outdated. Most modern sedans outclass it in comfort and technology. This is one of those cars where you're paying for history, not performance. Bugatti 110 made the 110 as a tribute to its 90s EB110. It's fast, powerful, and very exclusive. Only 10 units exist. But under the skin, it's still just a Bugatti Chiron with a different body. Paying millions more for a car that performs almost the same as its cheaper sibling makes zero financial sense. Unless you just want bragging rights, Bugatti Chiron Profile. This was meant to be the last Chiron variant, and it's sold for record-breaking prices at auction. But let's be real, it's just a slightly tweaked Chiron. For $10 million, you're not getting more speed, not more luxury, just a different version. At that point, you're paying more for marketing than engineering. Pagani Zonda HP Barchetta. This Zonda looks like a spaceship with a roofless, aggressive design. The price? $17 million. The problems? It's completely impractical. No roof, barely a windshield, and insane upkeep costs. You'd be scared to drive it anywhere because a single scratch could cost as much as a Lamborghini. It's art on wheels, but as a car, it's a disaster. Bugatti La Voiture Noire. One of the most famous, most expensive cars ever. La Voiture Noire is a one-off Bugatti. It's stunning, sure, but at the end of the day, it's still based on a Chiron platform. For $18 million, you're not buying performance, you're buying a story. And stories don't handle corners very well. Rolls-Royce Boat Tail, a $28 million convertible inspired by luxury yachts. Only 3 exist, and each one is tailored to its owner. Instead of a trunk, you get a champagne fridge, crystal glasses, folding tables, and even parasols. Basically, a picnic kit built into the car. It's stunning to look at, but let's be honest. Who is actually using a $28 million car for a picnic? It's huge, hard to park, insanely expensive to maintain, and basically impossible to enjoy without fear of scratching it. The Boat Tail isn't really about driving. It's about showing the world how much money you have. Rolls-Royce Rose Noire Droptail, the most expensive car in the world at around $30 million. It's inspired by the black Baccarat rose, with paint that shifts from black to deep red, and an interior made from over 1,600 pieces of hand-fitted wood. It even comes with a custom Audemars Piguet watch that slots into the dashboard. Gorgeous, yes, but also completely impractical. You'd be terrified to drive it. Spare parts don't exist, And performance-wise, it's nothing special compared to cars 100 times cheaper. It's less of a car and more of a billionaire trophy.
In the next chapter of our contemporary coach building movement was handcrafted, sophisticated personal expression inspired by the black Baccarat rose. Now, as a design team, the significance of creating the only modern interpretation of the Roadster body style was not lost on us. In many ways, we felt liberated to fundamentally re-examine the tenets of Rolls-Royce design. Now, in side view, we can immediately appreciate the unique stance that Droptail carries, particularly its proportions. In the first instance, you have a very short front overhang, but also a strong rearward inclination to the face of the car. In the rear, we have a more compact overhang than we are typically used to seeing on Rolls-Royces. But perhaps more profoundly, you have this extremely generous body side section to a very shallow windscreen proportion. This visually pushes the occupants deep down inside the interior, cosseting and protecting them, a particular attribute of a Roadster body type. What you will also notice is a general distillation and purification to the form. Here, together with the clients, we were insistent that the surfaces must remain uninterrupted. Typically, we would find the Rolls-Royce monogram together with the indicator in this area on the car. And we took the unprecedented step of integrating the indicator into the forward area of the door handle, and also taking the Rolls-Royce badge and, for the first time in its history, deconstructing it, and visually representing it here with this beautiful silhouetted double RR executed with the ingot and laid atop the sail cowl elements. Now, as we come to the rear of Droptail, we can immediately appreciate the strong impression of sculpture, particularly the taper towards centerline. The view is dominated by this transom surface, which in many ways mimics the construct of a yacht. It also serves as an uninterrupted canvas for the placement of these jewel-like rear tail lamps. And while highly modern in their execution here, they actually serve as a historic nod to the early Roadster-bodied Rolls-Royces. The dynamic nature of the Roadster body is also evident in the proportion of the lower diffuser element that establishes the width, particularly the rear track of the car. This is, of course, a driver's car, and therefore there are demands aerodynamically placed on this rear area. Now, we were able to, let's say, develop and work with these demands by creating an aerodynamically sculpted profile in this rear deck area, which together with this floating element here provides the downforce for the car when it's traveling at speed. And as we follow the cowl line back up, we arrive at the interior, where we can immediately appreciate the three key design gestures.
So there you have it, the 10 most expensive cars in the world, and why owning them might actually be a terrible idea. They're rare, they're flashy, but when you peel back the luxury, you realize they're just impractical, overpriced toys. Would you still buy one if you had the money, or would you spend it differently? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more car content.